Welcome back to Stat Plus, where we empower you to have smarter conversations on India's economy, global markets, and critical policy decisions. The Prime Minister's recent Vocal for Local message, specifically asking people to prioritize India-made goods across multiple sectors wherever possible, as expressed in his Mann Ki Baat address, carries significant economic implications. The timing of this message suggests an anticipation of increased foreign goods entering the Indian market amid the intensifying global trade wars. While similar nationalistic economic stances have emerged globally, such as President Trump's calls for trade reciprocity, it should be acknowledged that India's position differs fundamentally from the United States. The United States currently maintains relatively low baseline tariffs and stands to benefit significantly from increased government receipts through tariff escalation. For India, however, the equation works inversely. Increased foreign imports would intensify competition for domestic industries. While free trade agreements, FTAs, undeniably bolster India's export potential and generate revenue, they simultaneously present substantial inflation risks domestically. Industries such as electronics, agriculture, and textiles might see production capacities repurposed to meet rising external demand, creating supply gaps and price pressures locally. Meanwhile, sectors like automobiles, pharmaceuticals, and premium FMCG could face profitability squeezes due to heightened foreign competition, threatening their growth prospects. Trump's pressure on Apple to abandon Indian manufacturing for iPhones sold in the United States appears tactical, designed to extract better tariff concessions from India. While Apple's U.S. manufacturing remains economically unfeasible due to cost differentials, estimated to increase iPhone prices to $3,500, such tariff threats can be used to create leverage in negotiating trade deals, which is precisely what the United States government intends. Trump's portrayal of Apple's $500 billion U.S. investment as a manufacturing realignment is misleading. Apple has been periodically making such investments in the United States, and this is nothing new. Historically, Apple's capex investments in the U.S., such as the previous commitments of $430 billion in 2021 and $350 billion in 2018, both eventually exceeded, have primarily supported R&D, retail, and services rather than manufacturing relocation. As highlighted in our previous analyses, while the U.S. administration appears eager to expedite the signing of a bilateral trade agreement, BTA, India would benefit most by negotiating with patience, avoiding hasty concessions. To this effect, India should not be overly concerned about temporary tariff increases. Reciprocal tariffs were initially set to 26% and currently stand at an interim rate of around 10%. Even if the United States settles temporarily on a middle ground tariff rate, Indian exporters may not bear the full brunt of these tariffs. Likely compensatory currency movements and renewed dollar strength, along with increased inflation in the U.S. market, would partly mitigate these tariff impacts by shifting costs to American consumers. India, therefore, holds considerable leverage in these negotiations and should approach them strategically, safeguarding its long-term economic interests and domestic industries. At Stat Plus, we strive to enable you to have smarter conversations, whether you're at work, school, the gym, or catching up with friends over coffee. We'd love to know your perspective. Do you think India's Vocal for Local strategy will effectively protect domestic industries from international trade disruptions? And should India adopt a more patient negotiating approach with major trade partners like the United States? Let us know your views in the comments. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful updates. Stay informed, stay ahead. See you in the next video.